All right, let's talk about something truly amazing. This is a story of pure agricultural genius, a tale of how a little bit of science and a whole lot of determination completely rewrote the rules for winemaking in one of the most unlikely places you can imagine, the tropical highlands of Brazil.
Yeah, I know what you're thinking. A wine harvest in the Brazilian winter? It just sounds wrong, right? For centuries, trying to make world-class wine in southeast Brazil was basically considered impossible. The climate was just all wrong. But what if you could flip the script? What if you harvested, not in the soggy, chaotic summer, but in the cool, dry winter? That one question, right there, sparked a revolution.
And this comparison pretty much tells the whole story. You see, the traditional summer harvest was a nightmare. We're talking January, February, intense rain, crushing humidity, just a challenge all around. But the new winter harvest in July and August? Suddenly you've got sunny days and cool nights. It's a total game changer, turning a terrible climate into a perfect one.
Okay, so before we get to the brilliant solution, you really have to understand just how massive the problem was. Let's really dig into why a tropical summer is pretty much the worst enemy of a fine wine grape.
And this was not some new problem. Not at all. People have been trying to make wine here since 1532. For nearly 500 years, the story was always the same. Sure, you could grow some rustic grapes for basic table wine, but the fancy European grapes, the ones you need for fine wine, Vitis vinifera, they just couldn't survive the climate. I mean, it was one failure after another, until this incredible breakthrough happened in our century.
So why? What was actually going wrong? Well, during that summer harvest, the constant rain would literally just bloat the grapes. It watered down all the sugar, all the flavor. And that suffocating humidity? Oh, it was a paradise for fungus, mildew, and rot. So the grapes never really got a chance to mature properly. You ended up with wines that had these harsh, green, just really unpleasant flavors. It was a battle against nature they could never win.
So you have this impossible battle, but what if you stopped fighting nature head-on? What if you could, trick it? This is where the story gets really good, where Brazilian ingenuity just changes everything.
Well, that trick has a name. It's called Dupla Poda, which just means double pruning. It was developed by some amazing researchers at a place called EPAMIG, led by the brilliant Dr. Murilo de Albuquerque Regina. And the whole idea is to completely flip the vine's natural schedule. The goal? To get that harvest out of the rainy summer and move it into that beautiful dry winter.
So how in the world do you do that? It's this super clever two-step dance. First, you do a normal pruning in the spring, just to manage the plant's growth. But then comes the magic trick. Right in the middle of summer, when the vine thinks it should be ripening its grapes, they come in and do a second, really aggressive pruning. It's like hitting a giant reset button. It forces the vine to start a whole new cycle, pushing the harvest back by 6 months.
So, by literally shifting the calendar, they created a whole new world for these grapes. Let's look at the science behind why this winter wine, or Vinho de Inverno, is so ridiculously good.
And the results? I mean, just look at this. It's a night and day difference. In the winter, you've got low humidity, so the grapes are perfectly healthy, no rot at all. There's no rain, so the sugars get super concentrated and intense. Those cool nights keep all the amazing acidity locked in, and that long, slow ripening time means the tannins get all mature and velvety instead of green and bitter. It's a total transformation.
Okay, but there's one more secret ingredient here, and it is absolutely key to the whole thing. This trick doesn't just work anywhere. It works because these vineyards are planted way up high, mostly in the beautiful Serra da Mantiqueira mountain range.
And this is why that high altitude is such a game changer. Up at 1,300 meters or more, the winter gives you this incredible temperature swing. You get these warm, sunny days, maybe up to 28 degrees Celsius, which is perfect for ripening the grapes and developing all those flavors. But then at night, the temperature can just plummet, all the way down to 8 degrees. Those cold nights are like a natural refrigerator, locking in that crucial acidity that gives the wine its backbone and freshness.
So when you put it all together, the clever trick, the perfect geography, what you get is something amazing. A completely new Brazilian terroir, making wines that have their own unique and now celebrated identity.
And every great new region needs a star player, right? Well, here it is absolutely, without a doubt, the Syrah grape. It has just thrived under this winter harvest cycle. It's become the signature red wine of this entire region.
I mean, just listen to how these wines are described. We're talking notes of black pepper, rich, ripe black fruits, a smooth, velvety texture, and this amazing freshness. You know what critics are comparing them to? The legendary, world-famous Syrahs from the northern Rhone Valley in France. That is the level of quality we are talking about here. It's incredible. And hey, while Syrah is the star of the show, it's definitely not a solo act.
This whole revolution has been a success for a bunch of different grapes. The Sauvignon Blancs are coming out super aromatic and crisp. The Cabernet Francs are elegant and fresh. It's a really diverse and exciting lineup of wines.
Okay, so let's zoom out. What does all of this really mean for the bigger picture? Well, this innovation hasn't just created a new style of wine, it has fundamentally redrawn the wine map, not just for Brazil, but for the entire world.
And what's really cool is how this new region works with Brazil's more traditional wine area in the south. You know, the south is famous for its classic European-style sparkling wines. But now, the southeast, with this radical winter harvest, is the home of these modern, powerful, concentrated still wines. They're not competing, they're complementing each other and showing just how diverse Brazilian wine can be. And you don't have to take my word for it. The success is undeniable. These wines are consistently winning gold medals at the biggest competitions in the world. Wineries like Guaspari and Estrada Real proved it could be done, and now there's this booming wine tourism scene popping up. This isn't some quirky experiment anymore. It's a global success story, and it's inspiring other tropical regions to ask, hey, maybe we can do that too.
So when you boil it all down, the big takeaway is this. A mix of brilliant science and the courage to challenge centuries of thinking turned an impossible place into a world-class wine region. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? If we can do this for wine, what other impossible frontiers are out there just waiting for one brilliant idea to unlock them?